What is going on, my dudes and dudettes? It's showing you this Serpentarium, and today is episode 4 of the Ultimate African House Snake Care Guide, and we're talking about how to house juvenile African house snakes. So what I would class as a juvenile is from about 6 months to a year and a half old, so juvenile to sub-adult sort of area, okay? Yeah, I like to house them in these 9-litre tubs. Plenty of holes on the top, plenty of holes on the side, so they get a good ventilation. This is a really simple setup because this dude is still in quarantine. So we'll have a look up in there then. Little water bowl, okay? He could do with a bigger water bowl in there, I'm not going to lie. But I'm not going to give him a bigger one until he's out of his quarantine setup. I like to keep them on newspaper when they're in quarantine, so if there's any mites or any issues like that, I can see it straight away. You're better off with these guys keeping them on a loose shifting aspen substrate, or you could go cocoa fiber or anything like that. They do like to burrow. Quite often when I go in there, I find them under the substrate, even when they've got hides and stuff like that in there. Obviously, as you can see, this guy doesn't have a hide at the moment, but that will soon change. As far as feeding goes, guys, we'll talk about that next week. It's not going to be as long of a video as the juvenile episode about feeding, because it's a lot more complicated to feed them on times. Right, so we'll just have a little look at him. He's probably pooped everywhere because he did have a meat. Yeah, he has. He's pooped everywhere. So I'll make sure to clean that after the video. But there he is. It's the gorgeous black house snake. Okay. Just pop him back in. Yeah, so other regards to housing then. I like to keep a hide on the warm side, hide on the cool side, loose shifting substrate, and maybe some branches and stuff for them to climb on. They will climb sometimes, but they will also burrow sometimes. It depends on what time of day it is, really. They're very good climbers. They're very strong for their size, I find. And they do make excellent display snakes when they are climbing and moving around. But that's all you need to really know for housing them. At this sort of size, you could also house them in a 2-foot vivarium. But as juveniles, as I said in the last video, you do need to keep them in plastic tote setups just because they're fantastic escape artists. These guys are no exception. They are good escape artists, so a click-in lid or a lock on your vivarium is a must. And make sure, if you're keeping in a vivarium, that the vent is secure. So I like to heat around 1/3 of the setup. Okay, so that'd be about 1/3. And I like to heat it up to about 88 to 90 degrees. These guys don't like it too warm. The juveniles and the adults alike, neither of them like it too warm, really. So that's something to bear in mind. And then the cool end cools down to about 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Just bearing in mind, guys, right, when I say degrees, I always talk in Fahrenheit. That is what I use for snakes. For everyday life, I always use Celsius, but for some reason, I just use Fahrenheit for snakes. I find it more accurate. So 90 and 88 degrees Fahrenheit is around 30 degrees Celsius, maybe 31 degrees Celsius, and then 80 degrees Fahrenheit for the cool end will be around 25, 26 degrees, maybe a little bit less. I'm not 100% sure. I'll put a link in the description for a care guide for these as always, and I'll also add in a link to Celsius to Fahrenheit to degrees converter, so you can convert any of my numbers from Fahrenheit into degrees Celsius. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. Next episode will be out Tuesday. Make sure you tune in for that if you like your house snakes. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe. And if you like the video, make sure you like the damn video. Comment down below if you've got a house snake and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.